I know you have a separate shop for both of either of those, but what are your thoughts? What are the pros and cons of having digital and physical all in one?
Thanks for coming on. I'm excited.
Thank you for having me on. I'm really excited. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I'd love to know a little bit about you and what got you started.
Well, I actually worked in healthcare for 30 years. I just retired not that long ago. And so always had art as a sidekick. So I've always painted and I've always had, I've done some shows, got some group shows and some solo shows. And I got away from it for a while. It wasn't feeling the greatest. And so I started selling jewelry. I started making like those beaded gemstone bracelets.
Mm-hmm.
And I started selling those on Etsy. And that was fun. That was fun. And it took me a while to get that going, with SEO, and get the photography just right. And I was doing pretty well with it. And I was asked to do an art show in this fall, and that got me painting again. And I thought, yeah, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be painting. And so I, went about setting up the Etsy shop, and it started out pretty well. I had a few sales right off the bat with the Valentine's Printful. So it was just before Valentine's Day, so they did pretty well. And then after Valentine's Day, everything just kind of stopped. And I wasn't sure what was keeping people from buying. I worked on updating my FAQs and policies and like all those little things that count. And it didn't seem to make a huge difference. I tried ads and I had traffic coming in. People weren't buying, they would click away. And I wasn't sure if there was something I was missing that wasn't obvious to me, maybe someone more objective would be able to see something that needs to change to make people want to buy.
Yeah, definitely. Well, there's a lot to uncover there. You said a lot, but it's amazing that you kind of found, you started doing the gemstones, and from there you realize, what, my true passion and what I really want to do is painting. So, I loved, hearing people's process on how to get to certain parts of life, just realizing, hey, this is what I've been supposed to be doing all along. So that's
Sure.
super cool. But yeah, in terms of like, the shop and you trying to figure out why, you stopped getting sales and everything. Oh, by the way, the 5 sales you have, is that all like organic or?
Yeah, that's not family or anyone. I didn't really tell anyone I was doing it. It's just
Why not?
I think I wanted to just see if I could do it on my own without any help. So yeah.
Nice. I think there's nothing wrong with. Well, for me, like I always think it's good to get some help at the beginning just to generate some reviews, because I think in terms of the prints and art, like you have it down packed, right? These are amazing, and I think
Thank
the only
you.
thing that people might not be wanting to get it is because it is this stout, it is slightly more saturated in the market. So in way to really stand out more is just having more reviews and having that sale count right with it, right? So I think that could really help to ask friends and family, see if they want to. I mean, because obviously I'm sure they will be actual customers themselves, so they can just buy it and leave some reviews. But totally up to you, right? If
Yes.
it's the approach you want to do. And just by looking at it, one way to, now that I'm thinking about it, one way to get ahead in this category is to initially offer a better pricing. And what I mean for that is this is the pricing that you obviously want to, sell and be sustainable in this price range, which is great. Like, I think it's very reasonable. But the goal at the beginning, I believe, is generate sales and reviews, not so much about the profit itself.
Good.
Okay, so what I would do is keep the retail price like this, but maybe offer 70% off, right? It's going to be crazy, but, it sounds crazy. It feels like, oh, I'm not making any money, but, I want to just really let you know that that's not the goal right now. The goal is to build up the listing renewals, to build up the sales and the reviews. Okay. So that's one way to really start amping things up and getting more traffic and hopefully more conversion. It's just to really just drop the price, really just add that crazy 70% off. And I promise you that will generate more. So
Okay.
yeah, I think that's one way to do, because in terms of everything else, like you have your mockups, like I have nothing to say about that and anything that would be like, oh, you should improve on this, because yeah, it looks great. But that's one thing I would say, because you do have quite a bit of listings. You have 112 listings live, and that is a really healthy amount that you should see more traffic and conversion based on that. So based on the 5 sales that you have, were they what kind of prints were they? Were they sets of threes? Were they singles?
They were sets of 3. So 3 of them were Valentine's. One of them was the tropical leaf set as a printable, and the other one was just this weekend, and it was an actual print through the Printful. So yeah, so that was exciting.
That's through Printful. Oh wow. So you have print on. I see.
I started with digital, and then I started adding listings with the same images as print on demand. And then I thought the shop looked really odd because there's all these duplicate listings with weird prices. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to stick with all digital for now, just
Yeah.
to keep it less confusing and to have a more substantial amount of actual images for someone to choose from instead of like repeats of the same thing.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. So I think no, I agree. I agree 100%. I think that's a good way to approach it at the beginning, and I would say maybe try creating more sets of threes. But sorry, I'm just kind of like I'm just thinking out loud what we can do to generate. But you do have quite a few, so maybe you can try sorting them to the top. Let me see, custom sorting them to really just show all the sets, because definitely that is the trend right now. It's all about sets of 3, sets of 6. So you can just showcase them more either on your banner, but your banner you do have sets of 3, so that's good.
Maybe a separate section for just
Oh.
sets of 3, sets of 2.
Definitely, 100%, great idea. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. And I would, what is it saying? Yeah, there's 70% off, sets of 3s. Oh, also another tip I would say is, since those 5 sales are organic, feel free to reach out to them. I'm not sure if you did already, but reach out to them. But hey, how are the prints? How are you liking it? I would really appreciate it if you could leave a review.
I did, and I heard nothing back.
Oh,
Every one of them, I've reached out, and I said, I hope you love it. If you have any problems, let me know. And I know what I didn't hear back from anyone. I'm not sure if that's a trend in that business. It was a bit different than what I'm used to with the jewelry business.
yeah, sometimes it's tough. I mean, there's one shop I did. I reached out to 50. The first 50 people who bought it, zero response. I think different categories might be different. That sucks. Well, at least you tried. Like, that's always a good start.
So some people say short titles, some people say long titles, and I've been trying to include keywords and then doubling certain ones up in my tags just for emphasis and in Etsy's algorithm. So hopefully I would get picked up that way. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I don't try to stuff it all the way through, maybe around 80%. But I do use up quite a bit. And I know people say you can go really short, and but I try not to stuff it with the repetitive words too much. I try to expand it as much as I can using different keywords. So I'm just looking at one of them right now. Wall art set of 6. That's a good one to start. Basil, art plant. Honestly, yeah, Joanne, I think you have, you do understand how to do the keywords. I don't think I really need to elaborate on that. Like, I mean, like, you don't have to worry too much about that front. But I'm guessing you are using your tags in order with, like, aligning it with your titles. Is that something?
Yes. Yeah. I think what I'll do is I need to go through all my listings because, I was putting them up fairly quickly, and, maybe as I would get more and more listings, I would find more and more keywords that would probably work better. So I could probably go back to some of my earlier listings and add some of those keywords.
Nice.
The keywords are working better. In the attributes, you can fill in like framed, unframed, and then there's one for sizes. And where there's so many options for sizes, like do you fill in a size just to get picked up, or even add different sizes like 5x7 or 11x14 in your tags?
Sometimes I do put it in tags. I would put the popular ones around like 24 by 36 or 16 by 20. Sometimes I do. I don't always do it, but you can.
Okay.
But in terms of the actual attribute that says what size it is, I kind of leave that one blank. And
Okay.
in terms of the framing, I would do like the frame one. I do no frame if it's
Yeah.
printable.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Videos. I didn't notice if you have any videos in your like listing videos. But I'm thinking I should do some, but I'm a little, every time I try to come up with an idea, I kind of go blank on what to make a video of for the listing video.
I would just do one of you painting them.
Okay.
And you can just do one that's from a top view or something. You don't really have to show your face if you don't want to. But I think since you are the creator of all these, it would be nice to kind of show that you are doing, because a lot of shops, they don't actually do the actual work themselves. So when you do, then that would definitely showcase that. And it doesn't have to be a new video for every single listing, for every exact paint that you can just do a general one, right? Do where you paint different multiple ones, and that's the one video that you put on a bunch of listings.
Okay.
And I wouldn't put them all onto all your listings. I would just do maybe since you have 100, you can maybe put it into 20 listings and track it. See what the day you put it on. After like 30 days, see if you got more traffic, more impression, more click rates compared to the 20 that you're comparing it to, and then just see if it does anything for you.
Okay. Good idea. All right. I'm going to try that. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Having both digital and physical prints in the shop. I know you have a separate shop for both of either of those, but what are your thoughts? What are the pros and cons of having digital and physical all in one?
Like you mentioned earlier, how when you started putting physical ones, you kind of felt like it was confusing the buyer, and then the pricing was kind of off. That's one of the cons. But one of the pros of having them together is obviously just you're managing one shop, and people can easily switch from digital to physical. When I first started, the reason why I separated them, because print on demand was kind of a new business model. It was a new thing, and then it wasn't sure if it would wreck my shop or not, because everything was going good with digital. That's why I created a new one to test out this new model, right?
Okay.
But now if I had a chance to do it over again, I would just combine the two, and I would do all my prints in digital first, test them all out, and only the ones that are best sellers I would convert into physical, so that I can have a specific section on your shop that says physical prints.
Okay.
List them all on there, so people know exactly, hey, which category I want to look at if I want the physical. And most of the time they're just going to buy the best sellers, because those are your best sellers. So
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. All right. So yeah, I think that's all the questions that I have. Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, so I think the main thing I would definitely try out is lowering down the discount to 70%, which is the max you can do, so that maybe the listing can cost $1 or $2. But the goal is to generate more sales and reviews. Review is the most important part for you right now.
Right.
Okay, so it's
100%.
okay. Just don't think about making money at this point. Just think about just getting the initial sales and the renewals and the reviews, because once you get that, then you can slowly decrease your discount to the point where you become more profitable and actually make a gain from it. Hopefully I was able to help you out, Joanne, in this quick.
Yeah. Well, hopefully I will be in touch. Let you know how things are going.
Please let me know. And have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, you too. It was great talking with you.
Great talking with you.
Great.
Okay, take care. Bye.